Episode 8 of Perfect Crown promises a twist in the storyline like never before. And now, from everything we can see, not only Huiju, but also the Grand Prince is in danger. All of this happens while we are still trying to recover from the last shocking scene of the drama. After a beautiful wedding ceremony, where we once again fell in love with this couple that we watched fall for each other right before our eyes, they finally had their long-deserved celebration after 7 episodes, witnessed by an entire nation of fans cheering for a happy ending between the now Grand Princess Huiju and Grand Prince Seung-yeon. Tears almost came to our eyes when the butler, full of emotion, said that the prince had truly grown up. In one of the most beautiful and luxurious scenes in dramas, we followed the two of them to the palace to complete the ceremony, with a magnificent entrance from the new royal couple. But as we have learned throughout these 7 episodes, every beautiful and emotional moment is always followed by a great tragedy. And our hearts dropped from 100 to 0 in that scene when, while receiving congratulations from the Prime Minister, who could barely speak because of jealousy, Huiju suddenly lost consciousness, lost her voice, and collapsed to the floor. And just hours earlier, the Queen had been comforting the Prime Minister over the wedding in a scene that looked more like a funeral. And I ask you, could this really be a coincidence? The trailer for the upcoming episodes of Perfect Crown is packed with conflicts driven by jealousy, fear, and now a love that can no longer be hidden. In the first scenes of the episode, we see Huiju still lying there unconscious, trying to understand what happened. Then she is informed that she was possibly poisoned. Someone acted from the shadows and tried to take her life, without directly accusing anyone. After the final scenes of episode 7, where the Queen constantly manipulates the Prime Minister, it is hard not to suspect her involvement. Later on, we see a fierce argument between the Prime Minister and Prince Seung-yeon. He says he already knew this would happen, accuses the Prince of negligence, and claims it is his fault for what happened to the now Princess Huiju. And clearly, this relationship that was already shaken after the last episode is only going to get worse. Everything suggests that in the upcoming episodes, the two men will wage a fierce battle for her heart. In another scene, Huiju is shown being rescued and intubated. Later, she speaks with the Prime Minister, who is completely desperate, while she insists on leaving the hospital to find the prince, screaming that now he is the one in danger. At the same time, Seung-yeon appears in another scene deep in thought, blaming himself for everything that happened and praying with all his heart that his wife will recover. And at that moment, one question remains: what is really happening? Why was Huiju saying that he was in danger? For the first time, we see that strong man completely break down. He embraces the woman he loves and says he was afraid, revealing himself in an intense and desperate moment. It was so powerful that even we, watching from the other side of the screen, could feel his pain. Then we see the aftermath of all these events. The Queen Mother appears tense, as if afraid of being exposed, yet still carries a mysterious look. On the other hand, Huiju is finally discharged from the hospital, always ready to make an impression. She says she cannot leave the hospital looking unattractive. Then she appears at the entrance alongside the prince's aide and her sister-in-law, who has been growing closer to her in recent episodes. When she arrives home, the prince is already waiting for her. He decides to personally take care of her and jokingly says they still have not consummated the marriage, asking if she is ready for their wedding night. In another scene, the two appear together at a press conference that seems meant to explain what happened at the wedding. For the first time, they appear in public as the new royal couple. The Prime Minister is also there and seems ready to reveal shocking news. Will he stand with the Queen this time? Who is behind this poisoning within the royal family? And more importantly, what does Huiju's father know that makes him so tense about her entering the palace? Everything suggests that episodes 8 and 9 will bring even more revelations to this story. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our content.